Has anybody ever had the experience you feel like you're floating, you're dizzy, you don't know where you are, you can't think? Ground yourself. And then you also earth yourself. Earthing yourself, you put your feet on the soil, on the grass, you put it in salt water, you go and have a shower, and you allow one of the earth elements to touch. If you can't get outside, I have pot plants there, and I go and put my fingers in the soil and I earth myself. And what that does is it allows the excess electrons from any of the emotions. It allows it from all the thinking we do with our wonderful work that we do, and you put it into the earth where the minerals and everything transmutes it. When you ground, Mother Earth will transmute it back to you on intention.
Welcome to the Angelscapes podcast, where you're encouraged to uncover and develop a direct connection with your soul's power, wisdom, and spiritual intuition that is ready to blossom. We'll explore new ideas, compelling tips, and real steps to help you learn simple spiritual practices. We're a safe place to learn more about accessing your soul's power with education and spiritual wholeness that could bring more clarity to your life. Now here's your host, a practicing medium, Akashic Records practitioner, spirit artist, coach, and mentor, Dr. Reverend Nancy Smith.
Do you feel overwhelmed and unseen? And could a bridge between real-time living and spiritual connection be what you need to move forward in your life? Hello, and welcome to Angelscapes, and I'm your host, Nancy Smith. I'm your guide to living a soul-powered life. You are invited to join my Facebook group, Soul Powered Living, and we can pick up and continue the discussions that we start on these podcasts. So joining me today is my guest, Janine Shapiro. I'm so excited to be talking to her all the way from South Africa in a place called Jacobs Bay, where she's hot, and those of us who are in the Northeast are freezing cold. So this is a real treat. Maybe she'll bring some warmth into us. But anyway, Janine is an integrative coach who works with the space between traditional coaching and therapy. And I can't wait to jump in and talk about what that means. Janine works with individuals who feel overwhelmed, unseen, emotionally dysregulated, or quietly disconnected from themselves. She creates personalized yet practical containers where people can reconnect with their inner whisper, their inner intuition, and restore self-trust. Janine and I work in tandem with each other. I feel like I have my soul sister here. Her work bridges the spiritual and the real time. So important, helping clients move forward from survival into clarity, safety, and aligned actions. Welcome, Janine. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you so much, Nancy. It's such a gift to be here. Thank you for your wonderful invitation, and hello to your beautiful audience.
You know, did I explain what it is that you do very clearly? Because I'm especially interested in that space in between coaching and therapy, and I know that you have a beautiful spiritual aspect to it. So explain, what are you doing?
I found that coaching in itself was very restrictive with the clients that come to me. And yet I don't wish to offer them therapy. I can. I let my license lapse. And to me, there's that gap in between where people don't, that what people are looking for is what's really going on. I know I'm not wrong. I've tried everything to work it out for myself. I've done the inner work, I have done the outer work, I have done the work, and something is still missing. I still feel like there's something I'm just not quite grasping. And that's the reason I say beyond coaching, because it's fine to say, what are you feeling? It's even better to say, where are you feeling it and where do you feel it's coming from? And then to explore that and to understand that things aren't always what they seem to be. And in straight coaching, you get to work very much with what's there and where people are going, and very much goal setting, that sort of thing, which are all wonderful things. But what's missing, and what I find is missing, is people's understanding around What are you speaking? What are you saying? What's the story you're working from? What's life mirroring to you? And I'm very blessed to be able to see patterns, to see, rather than seeing the symptom, to be able to go deep into the cause. And it's not the cause of trauma bonding. It's the cause of, where did this come from? What is my soul offering me as a space to grow through it? Because everybody thinks it's terrible and it's a disaster. Well, sometimes it's just a message. And that's the reason I say beyond coaching and before therapy, because it's that space in between that people forget about.
Why do people forget about that space, do you suppose? Is it?
We've been taught to ignore it. I don't know about you, but many times when I was growing up, Mommy, this lady's thinking this or feeling that. Shh, you mustn't say that. Or, oh, look, this lady's, and you recognize things and you feel things and you see things as a child, and you're taught to distrust yourself. So it's that we get to learn to squash our awareness, which then squashes our being able to hear intuition, and it just allows us to distrust ourselves. We've been taught that we must trust physical authorities that appear to be greater than ourselves, rather than what's in our heart. Now, yes, I know you can't run around sharing everything you're thinking and you're hearing as a child. We get to learn parameters. And I find it's better to do it in a way that allows the child to understand, yes, you're right, it's just not the best place to speak about it now. So we'll discuss it at home, or we can share about it at home. And yet we were taught, no, don't say that, or children should be seen and not heard, things like that. So it's that lack of trust. And so people are unable to trust what they're hearing, what they're feeling.
Yeah.
And very much people pleasing is something that comes forward a lot. I also get a lot of people who are unaware of being empathic, which just means they're looking for the safest person in the room or the most dangerous person in the room, or they're tuning into unconsciously most times what other people are thinking and feeling, and they have no idea where this additional stress is coming from. And it's that space in between is to help people understand that 90+% of your thoughts belong to other people, belong to conditioning, and belong to old stories that you've been working from. And when you can recognize that, guess what? You can do something about it by creating that awareness. You get to understand that, oh, that's ego, that's my intuition, that's my soul, that's my body. What's it sharing with me at this point in time?
That's so wise. And you, you sounds like you were an empathic child. You picked up on what's going on with people a lot. Sounds like you're.
I didn't know that's what I was doing. And it led to, and when I went nursing, because I actually started working at a bank. Then I went overseas and I came back and I went into nursing. I got very, very rather unwell because I was unaware of picking up on people's things, and I didn't have any understanding of it. And they would call me the sister of death on the ward, because I'd say, oh, this person, keep an eye on them because they're not going to make it, and that. And people actually started mocking me for it. And I was unaware that, well, how did I know this? Or go and call these people's family. They're not going to make it. No, they will. Well, guess what? They would normally no longer be there when I came back in the morning, or they would pass during the night or whatever. And again, I was taught to distrust myself.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Curious. You must have wondered, where is this coming from? Right?
That, I feel, was such an interesting thing, that I'm actually not curious. I've had to teach myself to be curious, because I was like, I just would accept things. And yet, Nancy, I would always feel like there's something missing, like I'm just missing something. And if I could just touch it or reach it or feel it, I would understand what's going on. So when I'm saying this to you, yes, I suppose I was curious about it, and yet it was just out of reach for me each time because I was blocking it because I was taught, no, you don't trust that. No, you don't feel that. Don't allow this. Yeah. And I've seen many people like that. I'm sure you do as well.
Absolutely. And then there's many people lose that, which you call your inner whisper. I call it your intuition. Lose that, and it sounds like you had that journey yourself, because let's talk a little bit more about that inner whisper, and how do you help hear? How did you help yourself hear it? How are you helping other people hear it and recognize it within themselves?
For me, the most important thing is to understand the difference between ego, which is a loud, frightening, it's a frightened voice. Don't do this, avoid that, be careful of this. Look, at times if a bus is coming straight for you and you hear jump, please jump. That's ego, your body, and everything working together. Move out of the way of the bus. But most times it's that soft, oh, let me go and do this. No, that doesn't make sense. I'll just do that. My husband used to say, for heaven's sake, please just listen to yourself. Hear what you are saying and take action on it. Because I say, oh, remember I told you we should do this and we did that. And oh my goodness, now let's clean up the mess,
So is your husband telling you you're always right? Is that what he's saying to you?
Well, he was, in a way, yes, he was saying when you listen to yourself, important words, and things would happen with so much greater ease. And so for me, it was to look at the difference between ego and that inner whisper. And that's where journaling comes in, because you are able to recognize, where's this voice holding me back from fear, from anxiety, from it's going to upset other people? Or where's that sense and that feeling that feels light and your whole body just opens up? Ego, your body shuts down, and with spirit, and soul, and your inner whisper, your body has intuition and your spirit has intuition. And when you work with both, it's just amazing how you feel light. You've heard people say, oh, that person's glowing. Yes, because they're open to the intuition and they're open. The other way, Nancy, is when something feels hard and you're feeling like you are wading through mud. Very often, number one, it's out of alignment, or number two, you are refusing to see or feel or hear the alignment. And when you change your perspective or you go and do something, you come back and you feel better. Other times, I work with something called human design. There's certain categories of human design that people have got an inner knowing of or aha. There are other categories that they have to look at the signs that the universe and the world are offering them and then process it and put it together. And as you become more and more in tune, depending on which modality which persona you are, which I don't know what they call it. It's your projector, your manifester, your generator, manifesting generator, and reflectors. You get to see which one you work with. And definitely journaling, stillness, and connecting with nature were my saving graces, and understanding that it's okay to be different. It's okay to be safe. Because when a person feels unsafe, they are unable to hear that whisper because they've tensed up, they've shut down, they've gone into their head rather than being in their heart space or their gut space. Now, that's something very interesting that I work with, because your gut can be instinct, which is trained in and entrained responses, or it can be your intuition speaking to you, like the or aha people. So you've also there got to be aware, oh, which side of my gut is talking now, the shadow or the part that would like to keep me safe, or the light side. And again, the operative word there, does it feel light? The other way was I worked with another modality called access consciousness, and they teach you to ask, whose is this? Is this mine? And I found when your body opens up, then it's yours. When it shuts down, it belongs to somebody else. Or if you ask, is this somebody else's? And it opens up, then it's somebody else's. And then you just beautifully return it to sender. Nancy, I'll tell you a joke. I return it to sender whether it's mine or theirs, because then the consciousness comes back to me and I'm able to deal with it. That's just a little cheat that I work with.
So you turn it to sender and it comes right back to you.
Comes right back to me. And something I've discovered as I'm working with it, it may go back to the me of 10 years ago, giving me a conscious awareness of something there that shifts so that when I'm in this moment, I can shift it. But I actually returned it to 10 years ago so I could take the best action at that time. So I can work in the best time now. And that was just something. But it really, really works with where am I? When am I? What am I hearing? Is it a light voice or is it a fear-based voice? And journaling, stillness, meditation, and being in nature and being aware what's happening around me makes such a difference.
You know, I just want to throw in the comment that you mentioned. You have a journaling book, like a workbook, 30 Days of Reflection for Greater Connections, Exploring Inner Wisdom. And it's on Amazon. So I suggest everyone, I'm going to order that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to work with. But this time thing has me fascinated because I love the idea of healing yourself in space and time. But how do you know where to go and when to go? So
that's the beautiful thing. You don't have to know. You just say, wherever it is, let's deal with it. I do help people work with past lives or things in their past. We don't go mining for it, though. We see, I believe, let's look what our future self would like us to be. Who are we choosing to become? And when are we choosing to become it and working towards it? Because then the things will pop up. And as they pop up, we get to clear them and we can send it back. Now, that's one of the reasons I do inner child work. It's not that I'm taking people always back to the inner child. What we will do is go back to that particular incident and understand it. And because our lives are concurrent, they're happening simultaneously, sometimes we will tap into a past life and go, oh, look, that's why this is happening because of that. That soul contract is done. That karmic contract is done. I'm here to expand it in this way because we're here for expansion. We're here for growing into a bigger level, and more expansive level, and to have different experiences. So we have the experience to be able to move forward and to understand what's our whisper and what is instinct. Now, instinct, if there's a saber-toothed tiger behind you, it's a pretty good thing. When it's instinct from a wonderful, wonderful boss that over-expects, or your boss as yourself that you over-expect, you can also work with it. And again, you get to check in. So where is this from? Is this mine? What am I to do with it? And I love that you asked about, did I grow up curious? I feel I did become curious, and then through the various conditionings, I lost my curiosity as a defense mechanism. It was very much a defense mechanism because I see that in clients. I actually watch it in children of people around me as well.
Yeah.
Did I answer your question?
Absolutely. It's terrific. I did notice something that you've been saying when you talk about your ego or your fear or your shadow. And you were talking about closing up, and then the inner whisper opened you up. So I was making a connection that inner whisper, your intuition takes you to your spirit, your soul, and to God. It sounds like that's the pathway.
Yes. And very importantly, we get to ground ourselves in Mother Earth. And may I expand on that? Are you okay?
Yes, because that was one of the other things you said. People, when they talk to you, they feel very grounded with you. And I'm like, what is she talking about? So please expand on that.
When you can ground yourself in an airplane because you work with the energy and you feel all those thoughts, you feel everything, and you just feel it coming down, 4 fingers below your belly button. You let it just rest there, and then you allow the energy to flow through your feet, through whatever airspace and time it is, and you visualize it going through into the earth, into the center of the earth, to the molten core. Now, I don't mind if you're a flat earther or a round earther. The bottom line is you are still going into the earth where there's minerals, there's layers, there's various things. There's also the Earth Star chakra, which is about 30 centimeters deep in the earth. And when you go through that and you go down into the core of the earth, and then you draw the energy up to yourself again, you feel grounded, you feel like you're not floaty. Has anybody ever had the experience you feel like you're floating, you're dizzy, you don't know where you are, you can't think? Ground yourself, and then you also earth yourself. Earthing yourself, you put your feet on the soil, on the grass, you put it in salt water, you go and have a shower, and you allow one of the earth elements to touch. If you can't get outside, I have pot plants there, and I go and put my fingers in the soil and I earth myself. And what that does is it allows the excess electrons from any of the emotions. It allows it from all the thinking we do with our wonderful work that we do, and you put it into the earth where the minerals and everything transmutes it. When you ground, Mother Earth will transmute it back to you on intention, bring it back as love, as light, as feeling back in your body. Because when we space it out, we here, and most times we up there floating around. So when we bring ourselves back down and we go to the earth, it works. So you connect with source, you connect with earth, you connect with source, and then you come back into connection with oneself. And that's so, so important. When people tell me they feel spaced out, I go, okay, now we get to ground your energy. Let's bring it down, down, down. I always say to the bottom of the deep blue sea, and through it all the way into Mother Earth, me. And that's, think about it, Mother Earth, me, and you bring it down into the me. And we work with it like that. And then we can hear in a whisper, because we have shifted the energy we are working in and we're working from. And when we do that, we can, not everybody here, some people see, feel, sense, taste. All of our physical senses have an energetic counterpart, and it's to ground both of them, all of them, physical and non-physical.
Yeah, I love the connection between connecting to the earth and hearing your inner whisper. It's not something I hear very often, and I feel like it's key. It's so important. I think you should keep a pot of dirt in the kitchen without any, just kind of go in there. But in any event, you also said take a shower and water will do it. But that,
and you've got washing dishes is one of the best ways to earth, because your feet are on the ground, your hands are in water, and you've got movement. I used to hate washing dishes until I discovered this. And it's one of the best times to meditate, because you've got the rhythmic movement and the drying, and you are also decluttering. So as you declutter the dishes, you declutter inside of yourself. And so many people say, I've got a dishwasher. I say, that's okay. You can wash 1 cup. It's not going to hurt you.
well, there's always things that will go in the dishwasher, But in any event, the point is the running the water and just doing I find after I started arguing with my mother about doing the dishes, and I was an adult now in my own house, that I was comforted. And some of the best, and scrubbing out the bathtub, I don't know, also did that for me, or ironing clothes, but it was the best time to receive the information I have been praying for, or I meditate and I pray and nothing's happening. I just need to get busy and quiet myself, and then it starts flowing. And it must be to do with the grounding, the working with the earth element. Thank you for
It's
saying
so
that.
everything. And you're so welcome. And it's a beautiful space to pray in, because you're requesting, and then it gives you the space to hear the answers because you're meditating. So it serves a very double purpose.
It is that gentle movement. I know that a lot of people cannot sit still and meditate. And there are times in your life when you can and times in your life when you can't. But a gentle movement and a quiet mind can be just as powerful as the meditation. So that's a good takeaway for this one. But so you talk a little bit offhand before we got into, you haven't mentioned it yet, but I want to bring it in here. In your work, you blend intuition, language integration, and energetic awareness. And to me, what the word was integration. How do you weave the spiritual and the practical together? How do you integrate those things? We just kind of talked about it. Yeah.
Very carefully, because a lot of people are unaware that I work with energy, and I've had several clients say to me, "Who's this we you talk about?" And on that point, and then I'll say to them, "No, I've got these beautiful guides and spirit animals and people that work with me." So depending on where they are in their journey. And how I help people to integrate it is I help people be very aware, number one, of what is the energy they're working in, what is the story they're telling themselves. And I have a wonderful vocabulary cupboard here next to my desk. It's a beautiful French designed cupboard. And we open it and we put certain words in it. We put in but, not, because NOT puts a KNOT in your energy. And words like want, need, because most people use them incorrectly. We also put why in as well, because when we ask why, we get to do it. And it's fine if people are saying, "Why can I do this?" rather than say, "Oh, why isn't this happening for me?" Number one, you've got a not in it. So you're actually saying, "Why is this happening to me?" And then Source will be very kind and give you multiple reasons to show you the reason it's happening to you, and none of them are enjoyable. And so when we pop why into this beautiful velvet lined drawer and give it its own special space until you're ready to use it correctly. The same with need and want. And somebody said to me, "Yeah, but Abraham uses need and want." I said, "Go and listen to the way Abraham with Esther Hicks uses need and want." Because need and want mean lack. So when you say, "I need something," yes, you do lack it. But when people say, "I want that," you say, "I lack that," and it's coming from a victim energy normally. When you can say it coming from a, "Oh, wow, I'm fully supported and safe in life, I'm making progress" energy, we can open the drawer, take it out, and put it back into our vocabulary. So that's very much how I use the energy and I use the words. I also ask people to please speak about what they would like to have 99% of the time. Most people then do it 61% of the time, which is good. And to take it from there, because something people forget: when we think, we feel. When we feel, we speak. When we speak, we spell. We spell out what is going to happen in our life. And some people can go, "Oh, I'm not being witchy. I am being aware." Well, I can be witchy, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is you are spelling out what you are creating. First with your thoughts, then your feelings, and then you put your words to it. You are spelling out your life.
So be careful what you say.
Be
Or
very
be
aware of
mindful
what
of
you
what you
say.
say.
Be very mindful. And that's the reason when we're very stressed, when we're overwhelmed, we're taking on what isn't ours, or we're taking on more than we meant to. And then when we start looking at, number one, what did I ask for? Number two, how did I phrase it? And number three, is this even mine to be doing this? Or am I taking on what is somebody else's journey?
Absolutely. Is this even mine to be doing this? Sometimes, no, this isn't for you. This is for you to surrender and let's just get yourself into the grace of the flow if you can, or distract yourself. But one or the other, yeah. So,
and I say to people, sorry, if I could finish that, when it's hard, go and see, is it in alignment? Is it meant for you, or are you meant to take a rest? And then all of a sudden it will happen with ease. Or I will say, angels, guides, or hey, Janine, you want to do this? Show me the better way. Sol, you would like to do this. What's a better way? Or like when my laptop goes to an interesting point of view and I go, okay, you want me to do this? Show me how to fix this. And it's incredible, Nancy. Like, I don't even know what buttons and things I'm pushing. And it comes. And that is how we bring ease. I am not saying it will be easy. You still get to do the hard work, the effort, you put the effort in. But when you're aware of what you're thinking, feeling, and speaking, and the energy you're creating from, you can create ease with what otherwise would be backbreaking.
Yes. I allow the grace to come through.
Yes.
You just get the heck out of the way, and you still have to do the thing, but let the grace flow through you.
Thank you for mentioning that word. Something that I picked up from Florence Scovel and various other people is when you ask for things, ask for them under grace, through grace, and with grace, so that it comes without anybody getting ill or dying or something yucky happening, and free and clear. Especially when you're requesting income, make sure it's under grace, free and clear, because that means without debt.
I'm going to write that note down. So, it's like exactly. I wanted to something's niggling at me, and I wanted to talk about what you're saying is I love what you're saying, and I'm looking at so many people who they're disconnected. They can't quite grasp what it is that you're trying to say. What you say creates your reality. What you think helps create what your words are. What are you doing? And people going, I'm doing nothing. So what do you think? I have 1,000 answers for this. Causes the disconnect in so many people, where what they believe in and what they do are two opposite things. I have my own opinions and thoughts on what that is, but we're seeing a lot of disconnection happening in the world right now, and people are not feeling good about it.
A lot of people have been taught to distrust themselves. Others are doing it as a protection mechanism, and the others are doing it because they cannot see a way forward. They have literally disconnected from their vision. And I say to people, even if you just have a vision for an hour from now, and that's one of the reasons I get people to map out either on Google or Microsoft or whatever program you use, or I've got my physical diary there and I've got my other diary here. Know what your structure is and be flexible with it. Also, people have been taught to ignore their bodies. They've been taught, no, you've got to trust the medical profession. You've got to trust the government. You've got to trust this one. You've got to trust that one. So they are outsourcing who they are rather than insourcing who they're meant to be, where they're going and what they're to work with. And that's why when your intuition says go left and logic says go right, we've been taught you've got to go with logic. Forget it. Go left. Go left. And what does Scott M. Peck say? Says the road less traveled. Sometimes you're asked to go on that road that's less traveled. And the disconnection comes in is because people are absolutely unaware of their bodies. And one of the things I ask them to do is to place their hands very gently on their chests like this. And now, Nancy, please focus on your feet for me. Feel your hands on your chest and focus on your feet for me, please. Feel your feet. Are they in shoes? Where are they on the floor? And anybody who's watching, just gently place your hands here, no pressure, and think about your feet. Focus. What are your toes doing? What are your ankles feeling like? Can you feel the tingling? Are your legs tense? Are your calves tense? What's happening there? Now take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Now breathe in again through your nose. Feel it going all the way down to your toes. Now breathe out from your toes, coming back out through your nose. Oh, wow. What does your back feel like? What does your neck feel like? And when people, oh, I've got tension there, or oh, goodness, there's a niggle there, or oh, wow, somebody that I'm feeling who's watching, they're very tense here. Somebody else, their knee's a little bit interesting. And you just go, oh, what can I do for you today? What would you like today? And start working with yourself. You reconnect with yourself. The other thing is people are very often working in a very low vibrational consciousness, and it's absolutely unconscious. I heard the most beautiful thing today. Your body is the link between your unconscious and your conscious. So when you tune back into your body, you are able to become aware of what you are programming in the unconscious, what's happening in your consciousness, and what your supraconsciousness is asking you to explore. And what is your vision? Because people can always tell me, Nancy, what they dislike. And when I say to them, what would you enjoy? What would you like? And they have no idea, because we've been told, you've got to do this and you've got to do that. And you've got and inside you, it's going, no, I don't want to do that. But if I want to earn an income, I have to do that because that's what my parents said, or the teacher said, or my boss said, or whatever. Am I asking you to be a rebel? Just a smidgen, in that you come back to yourself and you rebel against the conditioning. And you go and you see, what is the consciousness I'm tuning into? Is it one of discontent? Is it one of anger? Is it one of helplessness and hopelessness? Because that's where anger comes from. And people, our kidneys are currently carrying, not kidneys, kidneys are carrying a lot of fear, and our liver's carrying a lot of anger. And that comes from feeling helpless and hopeless and feeling like, well, where do I go? When we reconnect with ourselves, we can understand, we can spell out, and we can feel improvement in our life, rather than listening to the doom and naysayers on whatever instrument you watch all the gloom and doom on. People say to me, oh, I get all this junk on my Facebook. And I go, that's strange. I get uplifting posts on my Facebook.
Life is like an algorithm, isn't it? I mean, Facebook is just showing that to us all over the place. What you focus on is what you get.
Thank you. And I have people sending me beautiful pictures and sunsets and what they're achieving. And I'm like, okay, you do know there's a button there that says not interested that you can push. The challenge is they've been programmed to get that hit from it. And when you understand that's the energy you're working in rather than this one, you can come back into your body and reconnect with what your soul is asking for, what your purpose is asking for, and what your greater energy is asking for.
Exactly right. I want to mention, with people say, I don't like my intuition because I'm afraid of what I'm going to see. And this fits into exactly what you're saying. And so people are afraid of their intuition because they're going to see outside of themselves a disaster or whatever. And there's a lot of different ways that you could focus your intuition. But somebody said to me once, it's like a radio station. What are you tuning your intuition in? And maybe you want to tune your intuition into not somebody else's business, but what your soul wants you to see and unfold with. And it's always like, speaking of social media, Facebook and even YouTube, there's a lot of we're in the dawning of the age of the apocalypse, just based on all the prophets said from hundreds of years ago. They must have been right? And our intuition can totally tune into that. It's great, scary energy. And then we say, I don't want my intuition. I don't want to know these connections. So I'd love to address that a little bit with you.
If you are tuning into fear, you're going to get more fear. And it's not tuning into fear, it's tuning into your ego. Your intuition is not going to show you scary. You may get a sense of somebody dying or something disastrous happening so that you can focus. So what good can come from this? what is the best for everybody concerned that can happen from this? Where can I offer the light of source energy and the love of Mother Earth into it? Because you can actually then help negate the
Absolutely
greater effects of that. I'm trying to think of the best word. You can actually be instrumental in saving somebody's life that you may never meet, have never met, because instead of looking at it, oh, so bad, and oh, no, and oh, I can't do anything, you go, you know what? Thank you, Source, that whatever that soul contract is, that it's fulfilled with grace, it's fulfilled with love, and with all that aligns with love. We can set the intention that something aligns with love. You can also pick up the phone if you know the person and say, hey, listen, I just have a feeling, don't go on that way today. Maybe try that way. They have free will. They then get to choose what they choose to do. So we are given premonitions or understandings of things to help. Your intuition will not tune you into something bad. That is your body. That's past lives. That's fear. And you are playing with lower vibrations and frequencies. That's what they play with. They play with something. Please bring me back to that point. But something I'd like people also to understand. Please acknowledge when you feel fearful. Acknowledge when you feel angry. Acknowledge whatever it is you're experiencing and step away from it. And what I find is if I go, oh, what's this feeling of? I'm like going to just want to go and beat up a pillow instead of a person. Where on earth is it coming from? Whose is this? It just fades away. Even as I'm saying and acknowledge, I just feel my whole body relax. We acknowledge it without staying to play with it. So when it comes in and something bad comes in, you say, I love you. Thank you so much for coming to visit. You know what? I'm a wee bit busy with feeling good and feeling great and feeling glorious and knowing I so appreciate you and I know you're part of my shadow side. What's the reason you're coming forward today? What are you actually showing me? What have I been thinking or who have I been with? What have I been reading? What have I been listening to that you've come to play? And you say, you know what? Thank you so much. I so appreciate you. But sorry, I've got another appointment with love, peace, and joy. Let me see you to the door. And next time you have a message for me, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And the higher vibration, lower vibration, once something is seen, it changes. And it's being influenced by the attitude or the mindset or of whoever's observing it. If you're observing it through love, which is the higher vibration, then the higher vibration will entrain the lower vibration to rise to it and show itself. This is who I really am. This is what I really am trying to tell you. There's a beautiful example I heard years and years ago in Florida, the Florida state, and all up of the east southern coast. The hurricanes come. So this big hurricane was coming towards, and a group of practitioners, energetic Reiki healers, light workers, got together in a big circle, and they meditated on the hurricane shifting out to the ocean. Now the track on the weatherman was saying it was going to hit on land, and then the weatherman the next few hours was saying, and now it looks like it's going off to the to the water. It's going out into the ocean, and
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. You've just described what I'm talking about. And people say, well, I can't do anything. I say, yes, you can. You can ask that something happens for the highest of good for that person. Or alternatively, something that I do use as well. Are you aware of the Ho'oponopono, the Hawaiian?
Yes. Oh, that's a beautiful. I haven't talked much about it here, but go ahead.
Yes. I will often say to people, there's a whole lot behind it. There's a whole ethics and energy behind it. You can look at somebody or you can look at a weather pattern and say, I am so sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And you are doing an energetic release over multiple things because we do influence the weather. We do influence things as a collective. And you just gave a beautiful story of how we can influence it. And many times, like if my children are upset with me, or somebody's upset with me, I'll do the Ho'oponopono. I don't know what's happened in their life. I could if I looked into it, but I don't have their permission to look into it, so I'm not going to.
Yeah.
And I'd rather just do the Ho'oponopono, or I'll say, so what good has come from this for everybody involved, for everybody concerned? Or,
Right.
please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. I love you. Or I love you. Thank you, depending on whichever one feels good for you. I also use the very often I'll say, okay, instead of saying I dislike something, say, wow, I'm so grateful I have my soul contract rather than theirs. And and then I'll say, please, whatever caused a problem here, I cancel, clear, delete it across time, space, dimensions, and realities. Because very often, to give you an example, I work a lot with mirroring, projection, and reflection. Reflection from reflecting, as well as I reflect on something. I look at it and I explore, okay, what did I ask for? What did I say? What am I being grown? Where is my foundation being grown so that I can move towards my vision of creating ripples of change and awareness? Where am I being up-leveled energetically so that I have the capacity to hold the energetic space for it? Is that
So true.
sense?
Yes. I keep hearing the word prayer. What you just described is active praying. And when we have a vision or we have a hit or something, we're invited. Can't necessarily fix it. We can't, oh my God, over it, be afraid of it, but be in that power, that prayer of it.
Yes,
And just like the
that's it.
people
Yeah.
trying to move the hurricane, who moves
And be a
hurricanes?
conduit.
Yeah. Be conscious. Be
Yeah.
conscious.
Be a conduit. I always say, okay, where am I being asked to be a conduit for source energy or God to flow through to make a difference? Oh, listen, I must do this, I must say that, or oh, let me go and get that crystal and work with that crystal. And it shifts the energy. That's tuning into your intuition. Where is your higher power using you as a conduit so that you can spell out what's required? And yes, prayer is incredibly powerful. We just get to ask from a space of power, not a space of victimhood, because your higher power is unable to respond to victimhood. What your higher power will respond to is, wow, this is a battle. Where can I get some help? Rather than, oh, please help me, please help me, please help me. Look, if you're in pain, then go ahead, be my guest, because you can't really do much else when you're in extreme, excruciating pain. And it's to shift the energy and say, thank you that I'm being a conduit, that my hands can be used for the highest of good, that my words can be used to bring peace, blessings, and lift the vibrational energy. And that's what happens with mirroring as well. I would have clients saying, this person did that to me, this person did that to me, and that person did that to me. And I'm like, okay, what were they showing you and where is that inside of you?
Yes.
Because we only get to see the things that are asking to be dealt with inside of us. Alternatively, where are you projecting yourself through that person so you can hear what you are thinking in that person's voice? And many times I'll say, so where are you saying that to yourself?
Right. Right.
Oh, I did say it. Oh, I did say it. Yeah, well, now you're saying it through that person so you can have an awareness of it. And you asked earlier, how do I combine the energy, the physical with the non-physical? That is one of the examples. That person's holding a mirror up for you, or you talking to them through you. So say like if my husband's, he's very seldom ever grumpy, but like if he does get a tad disgruntled, I'll go, okay, Janine, what's happening here? Where have I been disgruntled? What is he showing me? Where is he showing it? And within seconds, like his sunshine came back out.
So sweet.
And so is he being grumpy or am I being grumpy and he's showing me?
I think you did a nice exchange of energy to help each other. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's where I go, okay, is this me? Is this them? Or is this a collective energy? Last week, Tuesday, I didn't know where to put myself. I was so tired. And I had clients reaching out to me all the time. What's going on? We did have huge planetary shifts, which works with our electromagnetic frequencies. We do radiate energies, and that's not woo-woo. The Heart Math Foundation has tested it. The US military has tested it. The European military has tested it. So I'm not making this up. This is a tested scientific fact that we generate electromagnetic forces. May I share an interesting story quickly?
Yes, please. Yes.
When I was working very much more with physical healing, I would have people with chronic fatigue syndromes like fibromyalgia in my sphere of influence. And something that I discovered from a very close friend, they were not allowed to come near my laptop
Okay.
when they were having a bad day because they would scramble all my programs just by walking past it.
Wow.
Or if I had the tumble dryer on and they walked into my kitchen, they would stop the tumble dryer and it would not start again until they left because their muscles are in so much spasm, they are radiating so much. So that is a physical thing that shows up in a non-physical way. And when we're aware of this, we can do something about it. I'd say to before you come near my washing machine, my laptop, go and take 10 breaths, please. Let's calm you down, relax you, and then we can move forward. Leave my computer alone.
Oh my goodness.
So there again, it's the physical with the energetic.
Yeah, exactly. I had just talking to before the show, talking to a friend of mine who last week a car hit him, and then something important tool broke a couple days later, and then just a couple hours ago another car hit him, and I said to him, "You know, the universe is really trying to get your attention. Could you just say I'm listening and give it to me another way, and don't break anything else, please?"
Or where did he ask a why? Where did he ask a why? And he's being shown the answer to the why he should be avoiding something.
That is a really good question. Yes, we're going to have
You
to
see,
work.
that's how our mind works. Where did he ask a why? Or where did he ask to grow or develop a certain part of himself? Because then these things will happen.
Yes, what did he, yes, in a very nice way. What did you query? What did you invite in? It's not bad. It's just saying, I'm
Yeah.
here. I have something to
Yeah.
say to you. I oftentimes tell my clients that they come in horrified of something that happened and they want to fix it. I said, well, same thing. What is the why? Where is the question? But also, what is your soul inviting you to think about? What is your soul inviting you to do? To shift.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Exactly, because when we shift it, that's how we strengthen our spiritual muscle, our physical muscle, and our actualizing muscle. And often it's our future self saying, okay, you wanted this, so here we do it. Let's move forward with it. And so often something less stressful could have happened when we're more aware. Because 3 years ago, I broke my shoulder. Now, Nancy, I had heard my inner guidance system saying, slow down, please put more time into your meditation, slow down, focus on this. Yeah, but I've got this, I've got that. Well, I broke my shoulder and I couldn't drive. I couldn't go anywhere. I was
Slow down.
woman down
Yeah.
for 6 weeks, and I got to do exercises. And I went, okay, I apologize. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Help this heal perfectly so I can still swim. And I can still swim because they told me I wouldn't be able to swim properly again. And I still can. So, that's where you work with whatever's around you and ask it to turn out for the highest of good of all. And it's a prayer, and it's also an intention. And that's the reason we've got to be very careful the energy we're asking in, because life reads energy. It doesn't read
The word.
the word. It reads
That's what
the
I meant.
energy of the word.
Yeah, I really meant this. Like, no, this is where it is, right here. You're not paying
Yeah.
attention. But meditation will get you, the quiet time will get you back to, so what was I really telling myself? What was it? Oh my gosh.
All of the above, yes.
Yeah. There's so many things. You have so much wisdom within yourself. What would you like to leave the people listening? What would you like to leave with them? Your best thought, best advice?
Look for what's higher vibrational and allow yourself to be okay when things feel like they've gone, in inverted commas, wrong. Go and see what's right about it. Go and see what's best about it. And just know, when you're aware, and like Nancy mentioned, and become curious, be very aware of what you're being curious about. Let's rather be curious about what will take us towards our vision rather than the reason about how we wound up where we are. So you can get curious about where you are in a way that takes you towards your vision.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have that vision, it allows for everything else to fall in place, because you can ask, does this align with my vision? Yes or no? If it doesn't, you go, well, am I meant to do it for some reason? No? Okay. What does align with my vision? And that is the reason we require to know even what we're just going to do tomorrow and the end of the month. I've got people who have 100-year vision, and they were in their 50s when they put it together, because they looked at what are they doing now that will empower their family in 100 years' time.
Beautiful. I love that. Yeah.
That was an eye-opener.
What's going to ripple out from my life? That is your legacy. What ripples out from your life? I will. That's a big takeaway. That was worth the hour conversation. But I wanted to say really quickly, you can contact Janine at hello@JanineKathleen.com. hello@JanineKathleen.com. And if you're listening to this on the podcast or on YouTube, please join and like and subscribe. Read the notes underneath and you will find all the connections to Janine that you need. She's available for a consultation. She's on Facebook as well to help you if you find that what she says is really resonating with you. Contact her and see how, and she'll walk you through how to connect with her and how to work with her. And thank you so much for coming, Janine, all the way from South Africa. And may your day be filled with whatever you need. And because I so appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
Yeah. And
thank you, and you too.
Oh, thank you. And for now, I'd like for all of you who are listening to just bring yourself into grace, just as Janine was talking about. Pay attention to what you're feeling and pay attention to what's coming out of your mouth and what you're saying. You can always bring it back in and redirect it, but grace yourself with your own words and use your little quiet whispers to bring you back to your soul, because it's worth it being connected. So for now, I want you to stay in grace, stay in peace, stay in love, take care of yourself. And thank you again, Janine, for coming on this episode.
You are so welcome.
Thank you for joining the Angelscapes podcast. We hope you've gained new insights and inspiration for your journey to uncover and access your soul's power. For more information and a deeper dive into finding clarity in your life, go to angelscapes.com. Remember to subscribe so you can be part of the discussion. It may just change your life. See you next time.